you're new to the channel, please be sure to like, share, and of course subscribe and leave a comment down below. And also check out our partners, Nerds in the Hood, down in the description. And I hope to see you later on. Peace out.
All right, y'all. All right. I know it's been a while. And of course, like I said, I apologize. I have a new job and my schedule is not steady compared to my other job where they was barely giving any hours and then they were consistently not giving any hours, but whatever. Like I said, so forgive me. Maybe be sure to check the links in the description, all that good stuff. We have our podcast. We have to put up some new things, so forgive me. But like I said, if you haven't seen the things that we put up already, please check it out. And let's kind of jump into what we're going to be talking about. Now, this one is a little bit more random. I wasn't really sure what to talk about, but I definitely needed to give you guys a video. But I decided to talk about something that I know we have not talked about on this channel, and that is Teen Titans. Well, not necessarily Teen Titans, but you know, Titans, the television show on the DC streaming universe thing, whatever, doohickey mabob, whatever you want to call it. Like I said, well, let me just get into the streaming service itself. I'm actually enjoying it because they have a lot of the old school cartoons. They completely remastered the Teen Titans show, so it's completely like HD and it looks clean and it looks good, and it helps bring back some nostalgic memories, you know, and all that stuff. But also, like I said, I caught up on it and I just realized how good some of the episodes were and how cheesy some were, but not nearly as bad. But you know, it was a kids show at the time. But anyways, let's jump into the Titans. So initially, I have to see the episode that just recently came out. So I'm only missing one episode, but I don't really need it for this particular discussion right now because I'm kind of going to go over, you know, the overall concepts and do I think it's worth watching kind of thing. But like I said, I've seen the first 3 episodes, and I'm enjoying it. I'm not going to say like it's the most fantastic series I've ever seen and that they completely revolutionized the game of Teen Titans, and you know, the edginess is just so like it's so artful and none of that. Now here's why I enjoy it. Now like I said, the show itself was really for the most part, it's really well written. A lot of good dialogue going on in the episodes, at least so far. I can say I'm enjoying more of the Dick Grayson and Raven kind of story arc taking place, with her being hunted down and Dick Grayson kind of helping her out, and her kind of being led to Dick Grayson by her visions and dreams from his Flying Grayson days when he was in a circus. That's perfectly fine and dandy. I enjoy them too. The only thing I would say I really hate about Raven is she's so nosy. Like, why every time she goes to someone's house or goes somewhere, she has to look through people's things. Like I said, you met up with Dick Grayson, went through his laptop, went to Hawk and Dove's house, went through their stuff. Like, she just has to go through everything, and it's annoying. Like, what are you, a kleptomaniac? Well, she's not stealing, but even still, it's just, why do you have to search through everybody's stuff? It's completely unnecessary, and in a lot of ways, she's kind of burning her own bridges, and I guess that's a part of her self-destructive nature or whatever. I get it, but I'm not going to pretend like that isn't annoying, but yeah, like I said, I'm enjoying more of their dynamic. Now, when it comes to Starfire in the show, I see where some of the complaints are in terms of how she looks, but I really do dig how they decide to display her powers and her strength. It was, in my opinion, I think it was done well, and I think her being black actually, besides the fact that I'm a black person, I think it fit well, just mostly due to the fact that Starfire in the comics and in the TV show that you probably remember from like what, 2006, 7, whatever like that, she was indeed orange. And like I said, they could have really depicted her as any, you know, ethnic or racial background, whatever. She could have been black, Spanish, whatever. But I just think, you know, her being well, if she was Caucasian, I don't know if it would have came across as well, just mostly due to the fact that her skin color was something of color. So I think it's just more of a visual context rather than just it being an actual ethnic or racial issue, but whatever. Like I said, I'm not really sure what they're going to do with her. I still feel like, at least in the first couple episodes, they're still trying to figure out what to really do with her and that whole memory loss and that whole situation going on with her powers. So, like I said, we still don't know a whole lot about her as of right now. But nonetheless, like I said, I'm just trying to do this based on what I've seen. But overall, her powers are being depicted very well. I'm just concerned what they're going to do about that flying situation. Now, we've seen a glimpse of Beast Boy, and they seem to be sticking pretty true to like who he is as a person. He's a jokester, he's a clown, and you know, he likes to have fun. He does really stupid things for the sake of doing it, which is, like I said, he's a comic relief. Everything else in the show is supposed to be like really edgy, even like the filter, that bluish, grayish, whatever you want to call it, filter over everything to make everything look dark. It is supposed to make it a little more edgier, at least in appearance, as well as how the tone comes off. But he's supposed to be the comic relief, thus why also I feel like why his transformations are a little bit of an off color compared to everything else where it's like a green. But you know, that's just me throwing in my little 2 cents about the whole situation as a whole. Now, Hawk and Dove, I felt like that was too easy as well with the Dick Grayson situation. Her having some sort of physical or sexual relationship with Dick Grayson, I felt like that was too easy. But you know, I feel like they could have probably written it, you know, differently or just avoided that situation altogether. But nonetheless, the relationship itself and him being at Hawk and Dove's house nonetheless was simply just a plot device, just to keep things moving forward. So I guess it had to be done, but it was nothing else if not but that, just a plot device. But overall, like I said, I am enjoying the show. Now, I don't know what you guys are thinking about the show overall and what you kind of want to happen for going forward in terms of this whole Trigon situation when it comes to Raven and how he'll manifest. But I can appreciate the fact that they're actually taking the time to make this seem more like a horror flick in a lot of ways, and how they depict her powers, where like even when her eyes kind of change to that all black kind of thing, it looks like, what's that movie, I was gonna say The Grudge, but was it The Grudge? I believe it was. It might have been The Grudge. I'm trying to think if it was The Grudge. But yes, they kind of gave it like more of a horror movie kind of depiction, which in itself is actually a really smart idea to take with Raven's powers. And even to some degree, she doesn't understand whether it's something inside of her. But I guess later on we'll find out, or they'll actually make it well known that it's not something that's inside of her, it's something that's a part of her. She herself has these abilities, and she's one of the most powerful people actually in DC Comics as a whole, due to her connection and her birthright to Trigon and his abilities and what she inherited. And even Trigon himself has been known to fear her because of what she is capable of if she completely unleashes all of her power in its totality. So that is something very interesting, and I want to know how they're going to fully depict those abilities. Like I said, they're kind of just flaring up here and there, and I like what they're doing because it has been shown even in the Teen Titans TV show when, you know, like Raven was scared of the movie, that her powers can manifest physical forms when she does not openly express her emotions. And remember, she's an empath, so a lot of those feelings she can pick up on and stuff like that, they can take physical form if she does not openly express them. She does not get those feelings out of her system, and they will kind of morph and shape itself into these forms that can be very off-putting to some people, especially to her, especially she's a little girl. But like I said, her powers are one of the most powerful due to its nature and where it comes from, or where it derives from, as well as, you know, overall just how they kind of operate in connection to her empathic abilities and all that stuff, and the ability to connect with other people. But overall, I am enjoying the show. Do I think it's worth watching? Sure. I think, you know, if you're up for a little adventure, if you're up for a little trip, I'm not going to pretend like it's the best thing on the planet Earth. Like, honestly, if I didn't see the show one week, or if I just didn't even really watch it from the beginning, I wouldn't feel like I'm missing anything. But, you know, I do think it is a good watch. It's definitely not a waste of time. But I do feel like if they keep on the right track, if they actually take the time to write the show very well, it can actually be something that's really good, actually. But be sure to let me know in the comments down below. And if you're new to the channel, please be sure to like, share, and of course subscribe and leave a comment down below. And don't forget to ring that bell. And I hope to see you later on. Peace out.